Nikloa Tesla once said that if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. So today we're going to talk about 8 ways to raise your energy and willpower to use it in achieving what you want. So stay tuned. In Vedic knowledge, there is Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti means the manifested and Purusha means the manifested. And they are always interrelated. For anything that is manifested, there is an unmanifested part of it as well. Same way like humans, we all often consider body as the manifested and the soul as the unmanifested. So in the same way, we have to understand energy. So if we have to understand willpower or energy, think of it like electricity. Electricity is a form of energy. On its own, it can be used for good, for lighting everything up, or bad, for killing people as well. Energy on its own is not good or bad. It's how we use it that makes it good or bad. As we know, electricity is a limited resource that has to be generated. Energy or willpower is same. As we know, electricity needs to be generated and is limited. It's the same for willpower. It's limited and it needs to be generated. Like batteries on our phones, the willpower also needs to be charged. It gets used up throughout the day in anything and everything we do. So more energy we conserve, more willpower we generate, and once we have enough willpower or once we generate good amount of willpower, we need to make sure we use it wisely. Just like phone, when it goes on low battery, we switch off Bluetooth, GPS, high brightness to make sure that we can get the optimum out of it. The same is true for willpower. We need to switch off the unnecessary things in our life to make sure that the energy is conserved and used and towards a focused thing that we want to achieve. According to Vedic texts, there are 5 kinds of energy bodies that all human beings have and 5 kinds of energies that we have. Out of all the 5 energies, the most important energy is called prana. Prana is the life force within human body. It's the one thing that according to Vedic text it's one of the last thing that goes out of our body when we pass away. The more of it that we have, the more energetic and powerful we can become. There are several breathing techniques as well as physical exercises to increase the level of prana in our body, prana energy in our body. However, that's for a different topic altogether. Today we'll just talk about simple techniques that we can do in daily life to increase our energy and increase our willpower. This is a 3-step process. First is cutting down all the unnecessary energy that we waste. Second is find ways to generate more energy. And third is using all this newfound energy towards one goal. It's important to have one-pointedness towards your one goal, as it will lead to better results and faster results than you can imagine. Think of it like this. If you have a bread and if you take a spoonful of jam and spread it all over the bread, and if you taste it, it's not going to taste as good. But if you take that spoon and just put it in one corner of your bread, then when you have a bite, it's going to have much more stronger effect. So make sure that you don't spread your energy. Make sure it's focused towards one goal. Now we need to understand how this willpower works and how does this energy work and how does achieving your goal works. Think of it this way. If you go to a restaurant and then you go and order a pizza. The pizza has been ordered, the waiter goes there and then gives it to the chef, and by the time it's given to the chef, you call the waiter again and saying, actually, you know what, I changed my mind, it's a burger, can I get a burger? So waiter kindly listens to you, goes back to the chef saying that, okay, stop that order, don't make pizza, the customer wants burger. So he starts making the burger. By the time again 2 minutes later, you call the waiter again saying that, actually I changed my mind again, really sorry for this, but can I get pasta instead? The waiter now is frustrated, but still customer is always right, so he goes back and tells the chef, actually he wants pasta. 2 minutes later you say, actually I don't want pasta, I don't feel well all of a sudden, can I get soup instead? The waiter now really angry goes to the chef, tells the chef again that actually he wants the soup. Now the chef is really angry. He makes a really bad soup, and then his waiter doesn't even come out, even though by the time you have changed your order again. So he doesn't even come out of the kitchen, and then the chef hastily prepares the soup and serves you the soup. Now this soup is not something you wanted. It's too sour. There's no heart put into it. The chef didn't spend enough time on cooking it, but now you have been served with it and you have to finish it. Now that waiter in this scenario is your mind, and the chef is the nature. Whatever you ask, the nature gives. But if you keep changing your mind, then the creator, the chef who's trying to create this lovely dish for you, even though you might be in the best restaurant, won't come out nice because you keep changing your mind. And so what have you done in the same way as well is you wasted your energy, wasted the waiter's energy, your mind's energy, and wasted chef's energy. What you have also done is you have lost trust. You have lost trust of, first of all, yourself, because you are undecisive. You've lost trust of the waiter, your mind, because you don't know what you want in the first place. And chef as well as waiter has stopped taking you seriously because you yourself don't know what you want. This is often the case with most of the people, and I've seen this quite often around me. I've seen people complaining, playing the victim, feeling sorry for themselves, thinking somebody has a better life and I don't. Somebody's wishes are being fulfilled, mine aren't. Actually, it's not those things. More often than not, it's all comes down to us. We must remember we are the creator of the life we want. So if we are not getting what we want, we need to look inward. We need to look inside to understand what is it that I'm asking incorrectly. Am I asking the wrong questions? Am I approaching it wrong? Am I changing my order too often? What is it? And I assure you the answer is somewhere hidden within you. So always reflect back, start with good intention and work towards it. You must understand the nature doesn't give you time when, but it will definitely give it what you want. Don't expect your delivery of your pizza under 20 minutes, but that pizza will be delivered. That is a promise. Let's get into the 8 ways to raise your willpower and energy. And the first one is speaking the truth. More truthful you become, the stronger your mind becomes and stronger your willpower becomes, and the more energy you will create. And this is directly related to the story. Knowingly, unknowingly, subconsciously, we don't speak the truth. It might be small little lies, white lies, whatever we want to call it. Still do end up doing this sometimes if I'm not aware. For example, have I put the shoes in the shoe rack? Did I put the toothbrush in the toothbrush stand? It's small little things that we might be unconsciously lying about or saying yes we did that. Now again, each time we say those things and our mind knows, our inner self knows that this is not the truth, it's breaking that trust. So more truth you speak, the more real it becomes, and the more real it becomes, that reality will be created. It's interdependent. It's often said that a lot of this realized souls can never lie, and they don't lie. And even if they speak something, it ends up becoming a truth. And it's all interdependent. So you might say that because they have said it's happened, or the other way, and all of us have that power. But that can be released, that can be achieved only by speaking the truth constantly. So for example, when we say goodbye, we say I see you again. Now if a person is absolutely speaking the truth, even when they say see you again, they will only say it when they know they are going to see you again. Otherwise it's just bye. It's not even goodbye, it's just bye, because that's the only truth they know. And I know this is a difficult one to live with, but this is all, pursue it towards that. Second one is what we kind of discussed as well, is cutting down on unnecessary things. So trying to work on 5 big goals at a time, bad idea. Just focus on one. Don't worry about its success or failure, just keep working towards it until you achieve it. There should be no dead end. And if you think that this can't be achieved by this day, then that's not a big enough or good enough goal to achieve. A goal should be something that you want to achieve regardless of when you achieve it. You want to just keep at it because that's where the joy lies. Yes, you can have some deadlines along the way, but that shouldn't define your success or failure. That's just obstacles on the way. Third big one is related to food. Fasting, eating vegetarian or vegan food, eating soft and smooth food which is easily digestible, are all things that will save energy with digestion and your body functions, and it will automatically create more energy in your body. Fourth is silence. So we don't realize it, but most amount of energy, even more than physical sometimes, is spent on speaking. So just focusing on only necessary speech, or even spending 24 hours on silent days on your own, is one of the big ways where you can generate more energy in your body. Fifth is affirmations or mantra. Using this to generate more energy. This is one of the oldest way of generating more energy. Just repeating affirmations verbally, or just murmuring, or speaking it silently. Those are the three ways you can repeat the affirmations. The one which is silent in your mind is the strongest, one speaking is the weakest, and so on. While repeating affirmation, you should at least do it twice a day, or 3 to 4 times ideally, and repeat it at least 3 times in your mind every time you do it. Key times to repeat your affirmation is once just before you sleep and one just after you wake up. Your affirmation or mantra should have 3 key qualities. First, it should be precise and concise choice of positive words. For example, if you want to be debt free, you don't say debt free because you are repeating the word debt. You say financial freedom. So again, very precise and concise choice of words. Second is precise visualization. So we have noticed this in a lot of billionaires as well as sportsmen and women. What they do is they would literally visualize each and every lap or each and every stroke of golf or cricket before playing it or before playing the match. Or if it's a racing driver, they will try and visualize each and every corner in their head. So, or if it's a billionaire, they try and visualize each and every house, each and everything they want. They will mentally walk through the house, or they will mentally feel counting the money, whatever they want. They will visualize this very clearly. So you have to give it time to precisely visualize everything you want. Third is corresponding feeling. That's the emotional energy, and that's the strongest of the 3. So for example, a piece of paper badly drawn doesn't have any value, but if it's drawn by your child or someone you love, then it means a lot. That at that moment you are giving that emotional energy to that piece of paper, and that becomes a lot more valuable. So in the same way, you have to give your affirmation an emotional energy, empathy or compassion in some ways. Sixth is deep breathing. Now we already made a separate video on how to do deep breathing, but just to reiterate here, the deep breathing is essentially belly breathing, breathing in completely, making sure every cell of your body gets the oxygen, fresh oxygen, and that will rejuvenate your cells and give you more energy. Number 7, physical exercise. It is important when you do it, how you do it, and it shouldn't have a negative impact in terms of taking away your energy and focus from something else. So this needs to be done carefully, but physical exercise definitely helps you burn up your redundant old energy. 8th and final one is cutting down on your subconscious practices. So these are small daily things that we waste our energy on. What to wear, what to eat, where to find our things, too many things to manage, too many things to handle, too many emails, too many messages. These are all those things where our energy gets wasted. So this needs to be managed better. If you have a weekly plan of what you're gonna eat each day and what time you're gonna eat, the mind doesn't have to think about it. If you, for example, Steve Jobs only had one pair of clothes that he wore. So again, he didn't have to waste time, energy on deciding what to wear. So all of those things, the less things you have to manage. Whatever you do, set a time and place for it and stick to it, so it becomes part of your subconscious and it doesn't eat up your energy. It's the last one, but the most important word, I would say. Finally, I want to leave you with a map of consciousness from the book Power versus Force by David R. Hawkins. And what he has done, he has mapped out different levels of energy based on the associated emotion. So for example, emotion of peace and joy creates much more positive energy versus the emotion of shame, guilt or anger. And I'll share that with you so you can see it for yourself and understand what you should be focusing on, what emotion you should be focusing on, what should you be avoiding or getting rid of. So hope you enjoyed this video. For more videos like this on forming a habit or understanding laws of attraction or understanding yourself, please like, share and subscribe. Until next time.